Wrong person. There he is. What's going on? This is Aaron Price, the CEO of Tech United. We're figuring it out. We're building a studio right now. We got a live city being built for Propelify, but we're checking in right now with Phil Goldfeder, the SVP of Intergalactic Public Relations at Cross River. How you doing?
I am great. I am excited that you had time for me today with everything that is going on and must be going on, that you had time for us today.
We would always make time for you. How could that would be so insulting? What I really want to know more about, besides all the amazing things you'll tell us that are like business related, is what's the deal with the skateboard?
The skateboard, Cross River is not your traditional community bank, as you know, and I hope everybody all across New Jersey and intergalactic planet system knows. Cross River is one of the coolest community banks in all the world. And so a couple of years ago, holiday party, we have to give gifts to our employees. We had a really cool hype party, and we gave out custom Cross River skateboards, right?
Oh, look at that.
Right. And we had ours personally made for public affairs.
I'm a little insulted that I am not the recipient of one of these boards.
We can have that arranged. Don't you worry.
Do you know that we go live? I take a camera, I skate around, I look like a jackass, but all for the community. That's a sponsored moment.
First and foremost, my team is all listening, and it shall be done. Okay, that's number one. Number two, it's the perfect segue, folks. This is the greatest company you ever want to work for. And so one of our themes for tomorrow is we are hiring. And so make sure you come by our booth tomorrow at Propelify, right, Aaron? Tomorrow at Propelify.
Tomorrow.
Come by our booth. Our HR department will be there. We won't have any skateboards, but we'll make sure that we'll have some good stuff to give away.
You know what you have better? Jobs.
We have jobs. We do have jobs.
Money, paying people is also good. Purpose, income. It's a great bank. It's a great organization. You guys have been supportive of Propelify since the early days, and I am hugely appreciative of that. I feel like we've grown up a little together in different directions, but I've seen the bank, get bigger and bigger and bigger and buy the building and expand. It's really been incredible. But I've personally, of course, gotten to know Cross River quite well. But for those who might not be familiar, this, as you mentioned, this is not your typical bank. So give people just a reminder or a heads up of what Cross River is about.
Yeah, Cross River merges the trust and reliability of community banking with the innovative offerings of a technology company. We partner with some of the biggest players in the technology space to offer them access to financial services, to essentially provide the financial services pipes for all the technology companies that you interact with online. And so whether you're taking out an online loan, the gig economy employee who's getting instant access to his payment, or anything like that, Cross River is generally involved somewhere on the back end to ensure that not just that the transaction is happening, that the loan is being made, but it's being made in a way that is protecting the consumers, that's ensuring regulatory compliance. Look, we're based right here in New Jersey, and we're very proud of that. We're obviously proud of it for a lot of reasons. We get to work with Tech United and with you. We get to work with our great governor and Phil Murphy and the New Jersey EDA. We're also very, very excited about sort of the regulatory structure and sort of the regulators we get to work with day in and day out here in New Jersey, and obviously at the FDIC, to ensure that when you do transact online, there is transparency. There is a human on the back end, as they say, the trust and reliability of a community bank. But we make sure that we're able to offer people the financial services where they are, when they want it, right? Aaron, if you are in a dollar, you want to get it when you want it, how you want it. And that's what Cross River likes to do, particularly in the technology space.
And we're seeing such a huge transformation in the fintech world overall. We've also got tomorrow the founder of Celsius, the crypto. He doesn't like to call it a bank, but the crypto holding product, which would be really interesting. But some of the world's most sophisticated transactions are processed, powered by Cross River. And I think that's what's so special about this is that, as both of us have an interest in seeing the technology community thrive here in New Jersey, but I think one of the things that we both like about this relationship is we both have a high bar of excellence where the region benefits from the organizations doing well, leading with excellence. And so with that in mind, though, I'm curious about your point on the regulatory environment here. You don't have to call out any other states, but what does make New Jersey attractive for someone who's thinking about fintech? What are some of the regulatory issues that give us a leg up?
You think about it, right? A technology company wants to innovate. They want to be creative. They want to always be thinking about the next product, right? But then how do they actually manage sort of the rigors of, an old school banking system, right? Like, how do they understand kind of the regulatory structure. And so I said this on Propelify stage before, but I think it's so worth saying it again. We don't look at our regulatory structure here in New Jersey as an impediment to our growth and or the growth of technology. Quite the opposite. We've taken it, we're using it to our advantage, right? Technology companies are seeking out Cross River and ultimately partnering. I mean, I would argue that Cross River is the #1 community bank in the fintech space. They're coming to us because they understand that we know what the core competency is of being a regulated institution is and what we could provide for them. And when you're based in New Jersey and you have that regulatory structure and you have regulators who this is about understanding the nature of what Cross River is doing. You have regulators who understand what we're doing. They're willing to work with us. We're willing to be transparent with them. They get an insight not just into Cross River, but they also get an insight into the companies we work with. Everybody wins, but you know who the biggest winner is? The consumer at the end. That Lyft driver or that or that person who's trying to make an investment in their home or pay down car repairs and needs access to that loan in a fair, responsible, affordable way without having to rely on, unfortunately, some of the bad actors that we all know of that some people are forced to. Today, more than ever, people want access, again, on their smartphone, right? Can I get access to a loan on my phone and can it be done safely? And the answer is yes. You have to know who you're working with and know who's working on the back end, like Cross River. But again, it can be done, and we're proving that day in, day out. We're arguably one of the fastest growing companies in New Jersey, and we're excited about our growth. Through the pandemic, we continue to grow. I know you're going to ask me the question. I'm going to just sort of jump right into it. I mean, when you combine traditional banking and innovation, you're able to do amazing things. And when the pandemic hit and some big banks sort of looked at the ecosystem and said, we're gonna play it safe. We have to be careful about how much money we loan out. And then the federal government comes out with a program like the Paycheck Protection Program. The biggest banks in the country are like, well, we're not sure. Maybe we'll participate. Maybe we're not. As a community bank, we recognize when there's a problem, we're going to step in, right? And we don't always have all the answers, but we're going to do everything we can to solve. And PPP was a good example of that.
I love this example because I forget the number you are, but you were one of the top 10, I believe, if not the top 5 lenders in PPP. The number 2?
Number 2 in the country.
So just tell people who like 1, 3, 4, and 5 are, because they've definitely heard of those banks.
Oh yeah, so Bank of America was number 1. I believe Chase was number 3. I don't remember who was after that.
But they're all big retail banks, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not competing, right? Because when you're offering services to small businesses who need it, it's not about competition. The goal is for everybody to step up and help in any which way that they can. What I would say different about Cross River than any other bank is that our focus was not on just serving our customers and the people who have, who help make us money throughout the year. So let's help them today. We helped every single small business who needed it. I mean, the New York Fed basically that said 1 in 4 minority small businesses utilized fintech and banks like Cross River because nobody else wanted to give them a loan. Nobody wanted to give them a chance. And what we did was create a system that democratized the process. So it didn't matter if you needed $1 million loan or $1,000 loan. It didn't matter if you had 200 employees or if you had no employees, right? You were a sole proprietor. Whoever needed assistance, Cross River was there to serve them. And we became ultimately the 2nd largest lender in the PPP, serving communities, unfortunately, that had nowhere else to go. And when you think about, we all think about PPP and the negative stories and the biggest, companies were getting millions and millions of dollars. Cross River's average loan size, and I want you to think about this, was $27,000. Who's getting $27,000? Your pizzeria. Look, we're here in Fort Lee, and I walk up and down, when I get my coffee in the morning and our staff, we go out for lunch. We walk up and down these streets. These are the businesses that had nowhere to go. They don't have big banking relationships. They don't have, they don't have a banker at some of the biggest banks who are calling them saying, how can I help? So where does that person go? They come to a place like Cross River. And what we do is that we use the innovation, but we don't compromise on what you would expect from a bank. And that's the beauty of where we sit in the fintech ecosystem, is that we're really merging the best of both worlds. We're enabling the tech companies to grow and serve their consumers. We're ensuring those consumers are safe and that there's a regulatory structure in place. And so it's really, really exciting. But more importantly, we're excited to talk about it even today, but even more so tomorrow.
We're led by technology, right? I mean,
absolutely.
We did qualify for and receive a PPP loan. I won't share who the bank was, but it's it's not a tech forward bank, and it was a very frustrating process. And so to know people, to know that we're building this business in New Jersey that is also helping small businesses is, I think, a great source of pride for Tech United, and should be and is, I believe, a great source of pride for the region. But again, with that, with a high bar, we joked about your intergalactic title, but my goal is best of breed that happens to be in New Jersey and not the other way around. I think Cross River is a perfect example of that. Knowing you're going to be hiring at Propelify, you guys, first of all, you always bring your creativity. We've got fintech in your backyard. I just saw them setting up your s'mores and your little fire pit. It's going to be great. How would you describe the culture of Cross River?
I mean, do I have to say more than just showing everybody the skateboard, right? A company that is giving you skateboards, and Aaron, you didn't talk about this year. We actually gave away record players.
I know.
Which were also pretty cool.
Didn't get one of those either, but keep going.
It looks like we're coming with a lot of gifts tomorrow. Look, Cross River is an amazing place to be, and I'm excited. As part of what we do here in public affairs is that we're in charge of the culture of the company, right? Making sure that sort of we are maintaining the atmosphere where people want to come in not to do a job. We don't just do a job for job's sake, right? Because when you think about the mission of Cross River, which is to lean in and serve your community, you need to do that from the heart and soul, not because you're getting a paycheck to do it, right? We're not doing a job for job's sake. And we're not looking, our team will be there recruiting tomorrow. We're not looking for someone who wants to punch a clock. We're looking for someone who has a passion to serve the community. And we're enabling you to do that through innovating, through financial services, through, either on the tech side or on the traditional side, in operations or compliance, wherever you can fit. It doesn't matter where you sit in this ecosystem. We're here to serve a greater purpose. PPP was one tiny example, but that's what we do all the time. I said this to folks. PPP was just a demonstration of what we've been doing for the last 12 years. Period. We've always done this. When we were founded in the aftermath of the Great Recession, that's exactly what we were set up to do. Other banks weren't lending and providing financial services in 2008 and 2009. We stepped in to serve our community, and we're a believer. And my CEO, and huge credit, because this really, it comes from the top, Jill Gade talks about this a lot. We do well because we do good, right? When you do good work, you're rewarded, and it comes back around full circle. And we have proven that time and time again. Like I said, we're growing really, really fast. And I'm excited because tomorrow we hope to grow even more, right? By looking and finding those quality candidates coming, not just to have s'mores or hot apple cider or hot chocolate, I believe, as well. I think some other goodies, but to really get a feel for our culture. Because when you think about, and Aaron, this is what makes Propelify so exciting. Is what we're doing tomorrow, we can't do anywhere else. Not here in New Jersey, not in wherever else they hold conferences. We are setting up one of probably the most unique setups, and huge credit to my team who are literally like all out there now and getting ready. We're going to have a pretty cool setup, which will give you a sense of who we are, what we're trying to accomplish, and the talent we're trying to do. But more importantly, and I say equally as importantly, tomorrow we're looking at kind of three pillars. And obviously, we're hiring is absolutely number one. But this is investing in our backyard. And investing is investing in our workforce and finding ways to give folks and create jobs and give out and provide more jobs. We also want to find cool small businesses, right? We want to find cool, innovative tech companies that are in Hoboken, that are in Jersey City, that are anywhere all across the state and are looking for a bit of help. And our Cross River Ventures team is going to be out there. We're always looking for cool investments to make. And then finally, partnerships, right? And so even if there's no mechanism or way that we can invest, let's find ways that we can work together. And I am so excited because there is not another conference anywhere in the world that we get to do these three things with an audience that is just eager and excited to mingle and to talk and to make partnerships and connections. And hopefully it's not just about what tomorrow is going to bring. It's about all the follow-up. I'm excited that's going to happen in the next few months.
I'm with you on that. I also, I don't know if you know Sergio Panu, if this is a new relationship, but it's nice to see you, Sergio. Looking forward to hopefully seeing him tomorrow. He's watching among several others. We've got Bradley Tuss joining you. I thought that was a new relationship, but based on the cheeky emails, I'm thinking that is not a new relationship.
No, Bradley and I it's funny. I'm so honored to share a stage with him because, he has taken what his public service, and he's now taken it to a whole new stratosphere, right? Not just helping big startups, but looking for all startups who need assistance in not just in the funding side, right? And it's interesting because, you have a lot of VC firms that are just finding ways to give out money and make investments, right? When you look at the kind of work that Bradley is doing, and why I'm so excited to share a stage, is because it's not just about here's money, let me know how what kind of returns I'm gonna get. How can I help you navigate the regulatory process? How can I help you navigate the government process? How can I help you thrive and grow, not just by giving you my money, but by giving you my talent and my resources and my team? And that is something that is just rare amongst VC firms. And so I'm excited to share a stage. Bradley and I are old political buddies from campaigns back in the early 2000s, and we shared some exciting times together, some stressful times together. And I'm excited to share a stage. Again, for me, it's a huge honor because he is the example that others should strive to live for, right? It's about doing what he believes, helping small businesses grow. And it's going to be a great conversation. So make sure everybody you join us tomorrow, 11:25. Me and Bradley Tusk will be on the main stage, the stage of inspiration, I'm told. By the way, whoever named these stages deserves a raise. The stage of inspiration, 11:25. Make sure you're there. If you miss us there, make sure you stop by our booth. We've got buttons, we've got gifts, we've got s'mores, we've got a lot of cool things going on, and I'm so excited.
Likewise, I'm really looking forward to seeing you there. It's been great to have you. Like I said, have you and Cross River behind us almost since the beginning of this. I think you know that I'm Jewish, and when it rains on Jewish at gatherings in the Jewish religion, it's often thought to be a sign of good luck at weddings and things. For Propelify, we've had some nasty weather, and I'm thinking this year we're cashing in some of that good luck because it looks like tomorrow actually will be nice. I don't need more good luck tomorrow. I'm hoping we'll actually get the sun. It's looking like 73 and sunny.
Well,
so
let me just say, 2 years ago, right, the last time we were all together live, right, it wasn't such a nice day. We had some rain, we had some mud, but at Cross River we had hot apple cider. If I recall, it was 70 gallons worth of hot apple cider did we give away that day. And so let's hope the day is nice. People can enjoy their s'mores, and we give out an equal amount of s'mores. I just wanted to highlight one other thing that I think is so important. And this is, partly about Cross River, but also about the lead that Tech United is playing in terms of how we're servicing, particularly our minority small businesses and our women-owned small businesses. Tomorrow, we're going to also talk about, if you stop by the booth, there'll be additional information, sort of the minority and women-owned minority and women-owned businesses, a mentorship cohort. We're going to provide additional resources and mentorship and so many other things to community small businesses who need it the most, right? Like, it's so easy, I say it's so easy, but like there's a lot of businesses who are doing well and they need an infusion of something to do even better. And yet there's those small businesses who are struggling to get above that line, right? Like, and it doesn't matter where they are, but they're trying to succeed. They're trying to sort of grab onto the American dream. And I think Propelify and Tech United is really embraced that idea. And they reached out to us and said, Phil, how can we do more, particularly in the minority community and the women-owned business community, to ensure that they're able to succeed and grow? And so we joined together to create this cohort, and we're looking out, I think, for people to join up so we can start to figure out what those resources are and how we can give them the benefit of what we have here in New Jersey and make sure they have everything they need to grow and succeed. And so that's always, like I said, for PPP was an example, creating access to financial services and creating access to resources to small businesses who need them. And that is so important to us before PPP, during PPP, and now that it's over, to make sure that we can continue to propel that idea forward.
You got it. That's what we're talking about. I'm so glad you brought that up, because for those of you who've been watching the evolution of Propelify and the evolution of what was the New Jersey Tech Council, Phil just perfectly exemplified why there's so much power in these organizations coming together. While Propelify is this one-day event about, to his point, propelling ideas into action, it's really the culmination of what happens throughout the year with Tech United, and with the help of great partners like Cross River having just really become the founding sponsor of this women and minority-owned business mentorship program. There's a lot more that we've got going on throughout the year. So tomorrow's a lot of fun and an inspiring day, your stage of inspiration, and a day to learn on our stage of wisdom is the other stage. Maybe get a job, maybe partner with Cross River, get some good treats with s'mores and other things. But it's about innovators propelling, we like to say building a better future for all. And Cross River has been a fantastic partner in that mission. So very much looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, Phil. We've done a lot of virtual high-fiving. We'll do one more now. I'll do a real high-five with you in person tomorrow, but signing off for now. 1, 2, 3, boom. Oh, I was going to have you do one thing. I wanted to put you on the spot, which was
Uh-oh.
an unsung hero on your team who you want to give a shout out to.
Oh my God. Let me tell you something. You're only as good as the people you surround yourself with, right? And
You're
we
not
say
going to
that
give
all
me a
the
name.
time.
I can see where this is going.
Look, I'm a politician by trade. I'm skilled at this, but look, my team is great. I mean, they literally
All
deliver
right.
not just.
We'll let you off the hook for now. Your team is great.
I want to
We
be
really
clear.
enjoy
They don't
working.
just deliver for us here at Cross River. They deliver for the entire community, and so I'm so happy that I get to work with amazing people like this.
I'm with you on that. Hopefully, we can help add a few more as you meet tomorrow, Propelify. We'll see all of you tomorrow. Go to propelify.com. Make sure you RSVP. We open the doors at 9. We start the stage at 10. We'll see Phil and Bradley at 11:25, and it's going to be a great day.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.